So thank you, organizer, for the invitation. And so this is also more, let's say, related to applications, but also the previous talk. I think with this kind of, let's say, because as you see, so it's something that is not reversible. So, it is two words that are cerebral and resilient. To explain a bit, then I'm going more to the details. First, very small, but if you look in the overall population, it's a huge number. Symptoms that are negative cognitive on the real, let's say, mental psychotic symptoms, hallucination, delusion, so it is all our sensation. Stopping the behavior, or so not reacting actively in the environment. There are more about having cognitive abilities, but in this called that is able to detect this in a specific subdomain in cognition. Okay. That we do difficulty in and processing, coordinating, and responding to information. So, not relating to reasoning, organizing the, let's say, cognitive abilities in general. It's more related to the cerebellum, and then I'm going to explain why. That you see in the bottom was thought that more related to, let's say, conscious movement, coordinating motor abilities, and so on. But it is to coordinating, let's say, the movements. So this could be involved. That is involved. This the cognitive domain that is schizophrenia is sensorial to schizophrenia. Even schizophrenia is more, let's say, multifaceted pathology. Domain of cognition, or let's say alteration cognition, is related to this syndrome. Is specific. So this is the link. So if a bit more on the maybe for the fact this is not exactly the same, the correct, but we did cell types, and is the context. Maybe in this neurotransmitter of course, let's communicate, stop the communication. In principle, from in schizophrenia, there are specific alterations. There is a glutamate transmitter de facto facilitates communication because it is a neurotransmitter to let's information. The information let's to renew, but also to other neurons. Rated if in the glutamate. And the inhibitory in the network. It's involvement of say different kinds of dynamics in consequence. So in theory that is also structural here. So that is, let's say, a healthy condition until other pieces of cerebral with different dynamics, with different let's say, pathology. It was resilience of the neural network, let's resistant to the pathology, so to fast let's say, capabilities, there is something inside. Let's say that because it's a reduced, but if this is over, let's say, and you of the cerebellar reserve, it is found the strength that the brain has in time. So the time passes, so there is the pathology. The brain is not able to counteract the pathology, and is it's changing about cognition and so on. In of more resistance, because you so irreversible or not. So, a bit paradoxical cases. Ingredients. So, this kind of process. So, we to use only one parameter that we call everything for schizophrenia, where it is able to downscale many features in the cerebellum. That is like a picture, but it is a significant what is expanded in many contexts because otherwise you cannot see. You have to feel that is like with many needs with different kind of connections. So with the digitalization of the cerebellum, and we scale down many features. So I'm going to start with this. Imagine that it has and axons and components thinking or training, pruning is all pieces. Each to connect each other. It is also the connectivity is down. In a network resilience is that the low conditions. Let's say the complexity that you see here, it depends. So the this of let's say is a bit is the let's say is and is the key in time, or let's say as the schizofactor. There's number of neurons in both the cases. This impose, or let's say impose. We cannot manage the so the limited three neurons because of the connection exists. But we bring the excitatory ones. I know a bit more, let's say, nothing. This with on neural networks, the multi-component, the population, with the input, it is let's say, the and then towards in the midbrain. I know I'm coming. We can also speak afterwards. If I were with the 30 kilos neurons in general, and say many connections, and we scaled all these features. Okay, but we can now make some, let's say, perturbations outside the dynamics. Standard condition baseline that from the literature we know that there is and we are on the inputs of the cerebellum. So the one is working is of the cerebellum, and the to the cerebellum with only a connections. It is from the condition, the delta is what is over the standard condition, and it's overdrive, 50 Hz. The blue is the young blue research. You see that is enough few in the network complexity to a steeper change here. While the other cases, so they are resilience is stable until around, let's say, 20-30 atrophy factor. And you see number. The compensation there is, but there is a breakdown that depends by these two qualities of the resilience. Okay. If you see maybe Burkini difference integer. Because if you Burkini activity to are you in the and in fact it is in Burkini 12 or inert difference in so you the output of DCM. This toward and toward cortex. So it's output from the cerebellum. Schizophrenia increase functional connectivity in the midbrain. It's active modulated by tokens. That is the activity. From to midbrain connectivity that is increasing. So because there is the activation. I have 5. Perfect. Okay. So, the time there was let's say the reference of let's say Dysmetria of the subcats. High movement. You want to you have to move if you let's say maybe it could be both, but it's actually an automatic movement. We know that are altered in schizophrenia. Okay, so that you need to see the, let's say, the system about the schizophrenia. We want to not only try to an input to emulsify because the input fibers to cerebellum. Movement. So for real. Okay. Let's see our work making the rate this about the multi-fiber in Purkinje cell so, trying to replicate inside the network. What we got is interesting about the dynamics inside the network because it needs the information to go from MOS to Purkinje, and it is schizophrenic factor. Problem because it means the information needs the system functionality. We this functionality with this let's say wording in a sense from 0 because the healthy is the standard, and there is a downward around let's say 20 to 200 bits of difference from the healthy condition until the end. And if we say how here, and only counting the number, you see that in the case of high resilience, there is a delay of 5 milliseconds, while in the low resilience, there is 7 milliseconds. And the difference seems to be few. But if you think the control a few seconds, few milliseconds even, they could expect as a measure for making a mark of schizophrenia, because the the model that is suggesting. Okay? Okay. Measuring the similarities between the input and the output, because the network behaving means putting is different vehicles, different. So we want to make the input to the because it should be similar, but it's very similar. Because is about this two things. The thing is, if we compare low resilience with the high resilience here down, leukemia, so how in let's say this schizophrenia of the input is monotonic negative. So because connections, less neurons, and so on and so forth. Not monotonic. So there are also from I would like to stop in here because I'm let's say I'm from the analysis. So monotonic changes with nothing more. So there is cognitive in this case is stability of the is there is a degeneration of the network. Okay, so this will be an explanation. Much later because poster here, so we can also speak afterwards, and I can go in the first to thank the group in Pavia and also for the attention. And if there are questions, I'm welcome.
Are there any questions?
I wish to ask a question about this last slide where you quantified the transfer entropy.
Yeah.
Don't have even indication of the fluctuation of the point.
No, no, exactly. This is the point. Yeah, we don't have the sigma, so we don't have the standard deviation inside because so it is a scalar value. So we compute in the let's say in the average condition. So to make it short, so since the computation and the preliminaries we of Mossi and Cortinia. So all the let's say in compare it. So if you have to scale up, this the deviations well.